This is Zichru Daf Simanim Gemara of Basra Daf Kof Samach Beis. Now Kof Samach Beis, when you say it out, is Kesef. So Kof Samach Beis, the simon is going to be Kesef, silver. And most notably, we see over here we have a cipher. Every word adds value. The silver coin is Sofer. So we think of silver in relation to Baba Basra Daf Kof Samach Beis. Kesef, we think of a cipher with silver coins. Point number one is it's a sign of the Sofer's wall. We don't learn anything from the last line in the shtar. Number two, the Sofer is measuring with his two coins, and he measures Baruch Hashem. There's only Shita Umachsa, a line and a half, and therefore it's going to be kosher. And number three, we have a Rav telling him that, you have extra space, you could have a relative and you could allow them sign. Relatives, Kravim, are apostle Eidus, but to fill in a shtar, they're going to be kosher. So the Avkov Samach Beis, the Daf Bal Kesef, we have a cipher who's measuring a shtar with two silver coins. Firstly, the reminder not to learn from the last line. Secondly, 1.5 lines is going to be kosher of blank space. And number three is that they could have used the Eidim, Kravim, to be extra Eidim. So says the Gemara, point number one, Ein Lem Eidim Mishita Achrayna explains the Zichru over here. Rav Yechanan says, you got to restate the shtar in the last line. Rav Amram says, why? Because we don't learn from the last line. Why? Says the Rashbam, usually there's space between the text and the signature, so therefore someone can be mizayef and add something into the shtar. So therefore, we bedav could never learn anything from the last line. Says Rav Amram. Rav Amram tells Rav Nachman, if you it's going to be possible. What's the implication? 2 lines will be kosher, but 1 line will be kosher. The reason being, if you have 2 lines, you have to worry about ziyaf, but 1 line you don't have to worry about ziyaf. Why? Because ein lemeidim mishita achrayna. Number 2 is 2 lines is going to be possible. Why? Because of the chashash ziyaf. What about 1.5 lines? Shita omer samai. Says the Gemara, do we say it's kosher because you can't really write anything in such a small space, or do we say that no, you could squeeze it in? Brings the Gemara right here. It's possible. Less than that, it's going to be kosher. Proves the Gemara 1.5 lines will be kosher. And finally, point number 3 is when you have extra edim, even though those extra edim are krayvim, they're able to fill in the shtar. If you have a shtar of 4 or 5 signatures and one of them are found to be possible, it's echem and karva possible, you could still be makayim the shtar with the rest of the edim, even though normally once you have a apostle eid, it messes up the shtar. That's only if you need those edim. Over here, we assume that the extra false edim are just there to fill up the space and not actually for edus. So, right, the chizkiah that says malu b'krayvim, if you fill up the blank space with the krayvim, it's going to be kosher. You're going to ask me, how could edim which are puzzle be better than blank space? And the raya is just like avir of schach psul, avir in the schach. Airspace, you have up to 3 tvachim. Sach pasul, you have more space. You see that something pasul, the krayvim could be more than having nothing. So we have 3 points in Daf Kuf Samach Beis. Kesef, the safer measuring with silver. Number 1, don't learn from the last line. Number 2, he measures with 2 silver coins. 1.5 will be kosher. Number 3, you could have Eidim sign to fill in the blank space. Daf Kuf Samach Beis, the silver coin, Kesef, safer. Gemara Basra Kuf Samach Beis.